Let's have a look at what you're predicting for this upcoming Premier League season. You have Arsenal repeating as champions. No surprise, you have Liverpool coming in second place, shock. Chelsea at third, City fourth, Manchester United at fifth, shame on you, and Aston Villa at sixth. Your top scorer is going to be Erling Haaland, and your player of the year is Florian Wirtz. Luis?
Yeah, I know. Let's forget about the picture that we are watching on the screen at the moment. Let's focus on the reality of my goals. Listen, I know, but I think the Arsenal, of course, is going to be right. They've been big favorites in the beginning of the season. And the difference between the rest of the teams is it doesn't make any difference for me, because I can put right there Manchester City at the second place. I can put even Chelsea and the second place, maybe if they start well the season. But why not Liverpool? I think Iraola have improved, and I've been following him for quite a long period since he was in Spain and later on there in the Premier League. That he was needed something different, something with talent, with a lot of players who can be mixed, or a lot of players who can understand his way, understanding of football. And I think that Liverpool has got enough talent and enough squad to compete. Maybe a little bit shorter to compete to be at the top, but yeah, of course, to be on the top three in the Premier League. So yeah, my bold prediction is Liverpool stay second, Manchester City to be fourth, I think I put it. And Chelsea, I still believe in the Xabi Alonso is going to bring something special to Chelsea. I think when I saw Chelsea in the beginning of the season on the Club World Cup, I enjoyed what I saw. The rest of the season was totally different of the first thought. But right now, I have the opportunity of playing with my team, JDT, here in Malaysia against them the other day. And they look good, they look strong, they know how to play the ball, and they were missing so many talented players. So yeah, I think that they could do a good job this year in the Premier League, and I'm going to give the confidence.
Yeah, this is probably the most positive anyone on our panel has ever been about Chelsea in a long time heading into a new season. All right, well, we asked our Don Hutchison as well to give us his very early Premier League predictions. First of all, ignore his jacket. I don't know what he was trying there. It's giving...
It's kind of hard to ignore, to be fair.
But anyways, Don's saying Arsenal to repeat as champions as well. Runner-up Chelsea, then Manchester City, third, fourth Liverpool, fifth United, and sixth Aston Villa. He also says, like Luis, Erling Haaland will be the top scorer. And Don, Florian Wirtz as well for your player of the year. You and Luis are drinking that Merseyside river water.
No. I've watched a lot of Iraola's work, and I've seen the job that he's done with Junior Krupi, with Justin Kluivert. I think Florian Wirtz, I've watched him in pre-season. He looks physically strong. I'm like Luis. I'm looking at Chelsea thinking one game a week, no European football. You think João Pedro, Morgan Rogers, Cole Palmer, Estevao. You think that team could be pretty special. And I actually think they'll all contend very early on. And we're not going to see Arsenal run away with it early on. It'll be quite tight between 4 or 5 sides. And I think Arsenal will sort of distance themselves after Christmas. But there's no reason to think Haaland, you would imagine everyone will have Haaland as the top scorer. Listen, you can go down a different route if you like. You could say someone like Gabriel might be player of the year because he's so important. But I'm like Luis, I think this year, after a poor season from Florian Wirtz last season, I think this is a season where he comes good.
We'll start with you, Shaka. Where do Spurs feature in your predictions?
Fifth. I'm like just about everybody on the planet think Arsenal are going to win the league. I'm expecting a big season for Liverpool under new management. No more Salah, so you build the team differently as a result. I think Liverpool will be Arsenal's closest contenders. How close, I'm not so sure. Chelsea, with no champions, with no European football, and a very good manager in Xabi Alonso.
Are you going to go through every team here?
Yeah, I will. I think.
If you're going to do that.
Get 2. I think City will struggle by their standards.
You're taking so long, they've taken the graphic down.
But I remember once, I think Spurs will be good. Manchester United.
You've forgotten.
No, it's Man U at 6.
You're not high on them. They're not higher for you.
No,
Man United hater.
I thought United were very good last season, back in the last season in particular, with no European football. But let's remember how much they struggled, albeit under a different manager, in the first half of the season. I just don't think they'll be that much better or good enough to get any higher.
Bukayo Saka, that's an interesting one. I mean, I think he's an absolutely terrific player. Had his injury problems last year, looked a bit tired, wasn't a great World Cup for him, hasn't had much rest. He's another one of those players that Theo talked about, hasn't had much rest. Can he, without that rest, can he somehow pick himself up and be that player again?
Well, I think came into the World Cup injured, didn't feature an awful lot.
Yep.
I think this is a big season for Bukayo Saka. I'm backing Bukayo Saka to be fit throughout and be outstanding. All the promises.
It is a big season for him because Arsenal have, I think for a lot of players at Arsenal, it's a big season for them because they've built this squad that's saying, if you're not playing well, come and sit on the bench next to me because we have players. There's maybe 2 or 3, maybe 3 or 4. Maybe a bit more than that are pretty much guaranteed. And then the rest of the players at Arsenal, a lot of them, you could say, right, if your Gyökeres is not playing well, then Havertz is in, and vice versa. And the same in the wide positions, and maybe the same in the full-back positions. So, yeah.
Theo, we made you do your predictions, and you did file them. Let's see them, and you can talk us through yours.
There we go.
Goodness
me, look at that baby face. Wow. Yeah, so... I mean, very similar in some ways. Like, I've not put Tottenham.
Come on.
I just think for me, they're still going to be, top 10, but not, enough to break this top 6. To be fair, I look at Aston Villa. I know they've lost a lot of players, but the fact the manager's there, I think, is the biggest factor for me. That's why they're going to stay there. Manchester City, I just feel the transition side of things. Like I said before, you just don't want to be that guy. Chelsea, I think it'll be a lot tighter though. That's the thing. I don't think it'll be as many points, gap between a lot of these teams. To be honest, Manchester United, I think, having Carrick for the full season. I think is going to be a test in itself, and having the likes of Rashford there, I think, exceptional player if you can get the right one. And then players, top goal scorer Haaland's hard to look past him, to be honest. And Cole Palmer was my player of the season. I'd love to say Bukayo Saka, but I just haven't experienced not going to the World Cup and then playing probably one of my best seasons after a World Cup. Because I was that fire, that anger, just to show people what I wanted to do. I think Cole Palmer is going to be very similar in that sense. And having someone like Xabi Alonso who would want to get the best out of those players that are the game changers, the players that are going to affect the games in a positive manner, I think it's going to really kind of play for him because he wanted to get the best players, the ball in the best positions. And I think Cole Palmer, having Xabi Alonso's experience, will help him with that. So I've gone for him for my player of the season.
I love it. Is it really like that with the chip on your shoulder then, Theo, that you can go on and have that season that could make you the player of the season?
Do you know what it is? It's, at times, you might be... The reason why you didn't go, for instance, you might have did the safe pass or did the safe thing and not did the things that you're born to do. Like for me, at times, maybe it was overthinking things. And I just thought, no, let's just let this, like the guy said, just... let the handbrake off and then see what happens. And it's like you back at playing football with your mates at school again. And it felt like that for me, that going into that season. And I had a good one that year. So I think something different with Cole this year. I'm expecting big things. So I hope he does, because I think it was really wrong for him not to be in the World Cup squad. He should have been there, in my eyes, to be fair.